We let the ER like slave owner racist. We let that go because we feel like, yeah, that's a racist person in that movie. But when you say like
That's
the
a real-
A, and you're like being cool, it's like, hold up, fool. Who you think you is? Talking to us, you don't know me like that.
From New York and on the new Hot 97 app, Ebro in the morning on Hot 97.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, what's going on? It's Ebro in the morning. But Ebro had to like go deal with his truck or something. Rosenberg, the beautiful Laura Stiles,
Thank
as
you.
Ebro would say. I'd say the smart, intelligent Laura Stiles.
I like that.
The
Thank
leather-clad
you.
Laura
I love
Stiles.
that. Thank you.
And two critical cast members from the brand new hit series on BET, 50 Central, every Wednesday night, 10:30 on BET. Introduce yourselves to the people.
What's up, guys? This is Jazzy.
Hey, I'm Kiya Roberts.
Nice to meet you guys, and welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
And congratulations on the debut of 50 Central.
Thank you. I know, it doesn't even feel real.
How was it? Take us through what it felt like just to watch the show for the first time and just have other people see what you've been working on.
Well, we watched it with some of the crew from the show. So we had like a mini watch party, but we had seen rough cuts of the first episode, so we weren't like super surprised, but we were watching other people watch it. And
Yeah.
that's what's good. Like seeing people crack up and you're like anticipating their reactions. But I think for me, I don't know how you felt, but the best part was watching the intro. Like our
my
credits and
gosh.
our name, and it's all like SNL like in the city of New York.
Right.
That was really cool.
My favorite part, like she said, we watched cuts of it before. So when you're watching it live, we know all the words. So we're watching it and we're saying all the words.
Like a song.
Yeah. Yeah, it was an unreal experience.
So how was the process? Because I know that a lot of people auditioned for this, right?
Ooh.
So how did 50 find you guys, or super producer Ian Gelfand? How did it all come together?
Man, well, for me, the director of programming over at BET, one of her best friends from college, hit her up every single day for a year straight, and it was like, check out this girl's videos, check out her videos, because I come from a social media background. And then one day she finally did, and she was like, you know what, I really like her, let's set up a meeting. So I flew to LA and I met with tons of people in BET, a lot of them are executive producers on the show, and they had this show in the works, and they were like, you know what, we have you in mind for something. So in a couple months I ended up putting a tape out. They asked me to self-tape, and I did. And then in a month, I heard back for a callback, which was supposed to be a chemistry test. And we were there for 6 hours. That's when I met Kiya.
It was
Okay,
closer
9?
to 9. Yeah.
9 hours. Okay. We had pizza though. And then that's when I met Kiya and Vince, who's also on the show. And it went from there. There was 14 people there.
It was 5 girls and I feel like it was 15 guys alone.
And they just rotate people around. They try different versions
Chemistry,
of everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's awkward. I remember when I did a chemistry test and I'd start out the first day, I was hot. They used me in every group. They were like, oh, try her with Peter. Try him with Peter.
That's good.
Oh, yeah, it was popping. Came back. They were like, we got to have you back again. It was so good.
Yeah.
Flew out to LA again. Day after Summer Jam. Super tired.
Oh, I remember when you did this.
It was like a week later. I was like, all right, we're back again. Here we go. Straight from the airport to the thing. Did one round. Went back to the room to wait. Hanging out with Terrence J. All these different people are in this thing.
Yeah.
I
You're
was like,
feeling good, right?
I'm feeling
You're
good. Well, the first one I crushed it.
All right.
So that's how chemistry tests work. For people who don't know, they have you audition, then they send you back to a room where
holding
everyone's sitting
room.
around, the
Yeah.
holding room, and then they'll just come get people, right?
Yeah.
And then just no one ever got me again.
No.
Never. I was like, why didn't you know before I flew here that you just weren't interested? You had to see me one more time. You know what? He's shit.
Yeah,
after a second, I have no problem with you thinking I'm garbage. But I had to go straight back to the airport.
Right.
And you know who replaced me in the group? This is one of the crazy things about show business. I was replaced on camera. I never got used again because they used Deion Sanders.
Come on.
How were we in the same?
Right. But I always feel better when I see the pick is nothing like me. 'Cause
You know
then
what?
I
I guess
think,
you're right.
You know what? I never was. It's not like I wasn't good enough. You weren't even thinking about me.
That's
you
a good
just
point.
You wanted to keep seeing me because I was so talented, and you were just laughing at me.
Right, but it's because you're right. The hate is worse when the person's just an alternate version of you.
Yes.
Ooh,
You're
that's
like-
when you cry for a week.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're like,
Eat
she
a
looks
live.
kind of like me and could have been me.
This is
I
good
guess.
insight talk for people who are contemplating, show business.
Yeah.
Oh,
Real
so
life.
that's how it works.
That's
but
when you get
Right.
depressed.
one of the skits that I loved, Rosenberg, that had me cracking up because it reminded me of you was like I don't want to give it away, but basically
Give
it was
it
just like
away.
an
We should've
It already aired. They
Yeah,
should go
yeah,
watch
yeah.
on
All kinds of
BT.com.
reruns.
yeah, it was
Go
like
look
an
at it.
audition scene where it's like
Oh,
all these.
my.
I think it was like a Asian girl, a white girl, and a white guy
Yep.
were reading a script, and in the script you had to say the N word, right? And the producer was like, "It's okay. It's part of the script. You have to say the whole thing." So finally, when they do it, I think it was you, right?
me.
You were playing the
But if there's a white guy in there with them at first, but when it's time to say
Yo.
the N word, I come in and you just see them look like, wait, this isn't gonna be good.
Yo, and they say
They all said it.
And she's like, "You're way too comfortable using that." And they're like, but yo, seeing them fry was hilarious.
That is truly after my own heart because it was the exact opposite for me. I wrestled with having to do this for a long time, and then when I did it, they were like, "Yeah, we didn't believe you saying the N-word, sorry." And I was like, "Well, I guess I should feel good about that." But
You said the N-word?
I did. It was a long thing on our show.
Do you still say it?
No, it was the only time I ever said it.
Jazzy
That's
would
why it was a big
lies.
deal.
The thing is that he
No, I swear. That's why this was a big deal.
I know.
So what happened was, if you want the full story, since you're not going to believe me, now I'll delve in. Which was it was for Atlanta, and they were like, "We have a thing for you guys." May remember they had a white radio host on Atlanta,
Yes.
and they were like, "Here's the deal, you know, it's great because it's a radio host, and we think you'd be perfect." And I'm like, "Awesome!" And I have the utmost faith in Donald, and I'm like, "This show is going to be ginormous. I know it, so I got to do it." I get the script, I call them back, and I'm like, "Seriously? I want to do this more than anything, but you're going to make me say the N-word for the first time in my life?" And they're like, "It's called acting. Rosenberg." And I was
the
like,
thing when you're in that room, you say, I would never do that for a partner. When you're in that room and they throw something at you,
well, I
you'd be
knew what the show would be, though. So
surprised.
I said, do I want to be a part of history or not?
yeah.
And because I knew when the show comes out, as you guys, I'm sure, already dealt with after week one, there's in our audience, in the hip hop landscape, there's a little bit of a blurry line between acting and reality.
Listen,
Absolutely.
Listen.
So I was scared of that because they're gonna be like, "Wait, hold on,
you
Rosenberg."
think that you can just
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, wait.
They
So he's a
wrote it.
white DJ, but it's not you.
Right,
Oh, okay.
yeah,
Oh, okay.
And they'll probably create memes and do it on
Oh, no,
repeat,
they would've.
loop it up.
Oh, they would have been looped forever. But I said,
God.
you know what? The show, and honestly, I made the right decision in trying because the show turned out to be iconic. And I was like, the show's iconic. I want to do it. Did it. Worked my way up to it. Like practiced it with my wife. Blah blah. And by the way, it wasn't a hateful N-word. It was a white guy thinking he's cool N-word. It would have been harder for me if it was like an ER act like a racist N-word.
Yeah.
This was more just mocking a white guy who would say the N-word. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I was like, I can do this.
I think for some
Well, they
reason
didn't
we
believe
let
you
the
anyway,
ER
so-
races go.
It failed.
We let the ER like slave owner racist. We let them
Yeah.
go because we feel like, yeah, that's a racist person in that movie. But when you say like
That's
the
a real-
A, and you're like being cool, it's like, hold on, fool. Who you think you is? Talking to us, you don't know me like that.
So wait, you think you could get away with the ER one better because it's so like, oh, well, he's clearly acting.
Yes.
Now, Kiya, what's your background?
I came from the theater. I went to Howard University.
Oh, the real
So-
HU.
Yeah. Oh, look what you know about that. What you
My
know
favorite.
about that little
my favorite.
rivalry?
Oh, yeah. Well, I'm from DC.
What? That's my second.
By the
home.
way, if anyone is watching as a Hampton graduate, I'd also like to say that if I'm in Virginia, I believe that you guys are the real HU.
Now,
So,
you see how you just switch it up. You will go with the flow.
okay. So you studied film down there?
Stage. No, I studied stage.
Sorry, just stage down there.
But I felt like when I graduated, I was like, the stage doesn't really care if you're old because they put wigs and stuff on you anyway. So let me go to LA while I'm young and try to get on camera. And I moved to Los Angeles and struggled because it's everybody who is like the beauty queen from their hometown or they're the best everything. They moved to LA. So LA is just the town of everybody is everything. And you try to find your place. And it took me coming back to the East Coast where my roots are to book my first series regular. So it was a full circle moment.
And are you here now, or are you're back to LA?
You know, I'm on the fence. I spent all week in New York City. Like, you know, I've been in Harlem. I've been like around Brooklyn. And I've been kind of feeling like, I don't know, maybe I'm supposed to do this Sex in the City thing.
Wow.
I understand. It's very appealing.
I don't know. New York is kind of sexy.
Wait, where are you from originally?
Virginia,
Where in Virginia?
Richmond.
Oh, you're from Richmond. Okay. And Jazz, what about you? You're from
Miami.
Miami.
Yeah.
And you're in LA now?
About
I
you, baby.
just signed my lease.
Oh,
in LA.
wow.
Yeah.
Oh, so she already made the commitment.
Yeah, I
That's
got
it. Okay.
I mean, I have stuff
She's
there,
in.
but I'm not there. I move out of my apartment this month to go to LA.
That makes me want to go back to LA. Because then that would be like 4 of us from the cast living in LA. And we're like a family already.
We are. Everybody plays
It sounds
their
so
part.
cliche, but we
I
really
know,
are. We
I
have a
know.
group chat that's lit.
How was it working with 50?
Man, you know what? 50 is so hands-on.
And humble. Like,
Right. I'll tell you the day that I knew that like I really effed with 50. It was the premiere party. And they originally were trying to have it on the 26th, which is a Tuesday. And I do stand-up comedy as my, I have a character that I play called Toya Turn Up.
amazing.
And thank you. And she does stand-up. So she had a show in Philly that day.
I
And
love how she talks about Toya. Like
Toya
she's
had,
not
Toya
a-
had a show.
Yeah,
Toya
had a show. Just clarifying.
Maybe
Go
we'll
ahead.
invite
Go ahead,
Toya.
Jazzy. Go
Toya
ahead.
had a show in Philly. And it was my first time headlining. So
But you were Toya.
I am I
Toya.
played
I know,
Toya.
I'm just
yeah,
kidding.
I know.
Okay.
I know it's weird.
Okay.
So the premiere was on the 26th, and I told them, wait, I have a show that day. I can't do it, you know? And they were like, oh, well, it's set in stone. And I'm like, can you
Nothing
guys
can be done.
pretty much. And then so Kiya was like, look, it was in Philly, you know, so it's not a far drive from New York.
Right.
So Kiya was like, you know what? I'll go with you. We'll be late together. 50 will be pissed when he finds out his girls are late.
Neither one of us are coming to this premiere party.
So she was like, you know, if you see him, just pull him to the side and talk to him about it. And I was like, okay. So like the perfect opportunity, you know, happened. So like he walked by our dressing room and I was like, hey, can I talk to you for a second? And he was like, yeah. And I said, hey, listen, you know, they're trying to have this premiere party on the day that I have my show. It's my first time headlining and blah, blah, blah. And he was like, what? Who said that? And I told him, and he called like one of the EPs over, which is like one of his like right-hand man. And he's like, hey, so she can't make it. He was like, oh, I tried everything I could. And he's like, okay, well, you tell them I can't make it. And then he was like, oh, okay, right away. Within 10 minutes. Within 5 minutes, I was CC'd on an email pretty much saying that the premiere
They had
date was
moved
moved.
whatever venue had been reserved. Everything
Yep,
changed.
they moved it.
because
Wow.
he was like,
Yeah, so it was
he's
just like
even at the premiere party, they announced him. They're like, the star of 50 Central, Curtis 50 Cent Jackson. He comes on stage, everybody's crazy. And then he talks for a few seconds and then goes, it's so funny when they call me the star. Or actually, how would he say? It was so funny when they call me the star of the show. 'Cause I'm not the star. You know, Jasmin Brown is the star. Kiya Rose is the star. Like, he took that minute to, like, give us the spotlight. And we're
Yeah.
just, like, these up-and-comingers. So everybody's there to see 50 and to watch the show premiere. But he took a moment to be like, nah, like, these are the ones that I'm
Right.
bringing them up. I've had my time. Not that I'm going anywhere, because we know 50 ain't going nowhere. As long
Right.
as there's a bag to be gotten, he won't be out
That's
here.
facts.
But he's just so, every time we go somewhere, it's like fans in the street, they want a hug, they want a picture. He never, like, gives anyone the signal, like, yo, get these people. You have to pull him away, because
Yeah.
he's so, like, you see why he is who he is, because
Absolutely.
he really loves and respects his fans, and then clearly has respect for up and coming new talent, when he could be like any other mogul, like, you better respect who I am, blah, blah, blah. He's not like that. He'll take us to dinner and like drop gems of wisdom. One day he like broke Jazzy and I down, was like, see, it's 3 types of women in the world. It's the option A, option B, option
There we
C.
go.
And he like broke down what they
At
were.
what point did you not even understand what he was saying anymore?
We understand him all the time.
Right, sure you do.
Because there's a translator that's right,
Right,
next to him.
Here's what 50's trying to say. And by the way, I don't mean because he talks with his mouth closed. I mean because 50 is one of the smartest guys I've
Right.
ever been
What?
around.
Listen,
But sometimes I will
always
get
say that.
lost. I'm like, he gets 3 thoughts ahead.
Yeah.
And you're like,
Yeah.
no, I didn't understand the last thing. You already jumped. Because when you
his
do
train,
it, his train's
'cause
so
his mind,
fast.
His mouth has to catch up because his brain is already
Yeah.
4 points ahead.
No, it's
But we'll
crazy.
be looking at each other like, did you get that?
Okay,
one? 'Cause
okay,
we'll
okay,
discuss
okay.
it later. We'll get.
Now, real
I got
quick.
point 3.
Now, Jasmine, this is why you went to go to Philly. This is this is just a random clip of Toya Turn Up. Let's see what Toya has to say.
New door alert. When I was a G, I had wanted big titties so bad. I just put everything in my titty. Like mangoes. Then I would do big titty things like catch an attitude. I don't care. I don't care. I pretend I'd be laughing real hard. New door alert.
why would you go back that far back when
Well,
Instagram
it was
videos were only 15 seconds?
All right, hold on. Let's go to. I'll look to your Instagram. What's the Instagram for Toya Turn Up?
At Toya _turnup.
Okay,
Sorry,
okay.
underscore.
Yeah, I'm like, that's 15 seconds. That's
Child,
way back.
Why would I-
anyone is gonna be funny.
Yeah, I want. Oh, here we go.
But it's
Here's a recent one.
All
This
right.
is your last one, so you can't be too embarrassed by whatever this is. What's this?
Cause it's your motherfucking responsibility too, bitch. Yes it is. Yes it is. Bitch, I'm so motherfucking mad. This nigga gonna tell me I gotta pay for the plan B because I was on top. Bitch, you the one who nutted, so he's supposed to pay for the plan B. Talking about, oh, you was riding the dick. It's your responsibility to get the plan B because you ain't get up. Well, bitch, you ain't tell me to get off. I ain't paying for no motherfucking plan B, bitch. How you gonna have me all up in this hotel room talking about I gotta pay for the plan B because you wanted me to ride the dick? Bitch, you wanted me to ride the dick. That's why you gotta pay for the motherfucking plan B. Bitch, see, that's what I'm talking about. These niggas be trying to whine and dine. You talking about, yeah, come down to the hotel. Bitch, I'm down here. Now we hunching or whatever, and he gonna nut in me like I said not to, bitch. And they talking about, oh, plan B, your responsibility. Bitch, how about plan A? How about motherfucking plan A, bitch? I'm so motherfucking mad right now, bitch. Shut up, bitch. I'll kick your ass. Cause it's your motherfucking responsibility.
Wow, Toya is.
How many bangles were in there?
Oh my God, a lot. There's
so
jingling.
rad.
They're jingling.
Jingling.
Gotta
babe.
love Toya. 'cause
At
she keeps
Toya
it all the
_
way
turnup.
real.
So is that how big a priority is Toya's career for you?
Well, Toya's popping right now. You know,
she's on tour.
yeah, she's on.
Well, fact, she's
on-
headlining shows. I mean, let's be
Yeah,
honest.
well,
about it.
yeah, my first time headlining was
Killed it.
was-
We all went down to support.
Yeah, they came to support me.
How
which
long
was
did
really
you do
cool.
as Toya?
Like
54 minutes.
No.
I know people
Damn.
that's been doing comedy for 5 years and they don't have 54 minutes.
You did 54 minutes in character as Toya?
Yeah. And you know, the thing is, I got up there and I forgot all my jokes. So I don't even know what.
The audience don't know. We
So
don't
how
know.
how long have you been developing that character?
I've had Toya for years.
Like
But,
how many years are we talking about?
Well, the thing is, she
It
was
comes
just.
from childhood.
Yeah, it comes from childhood. Like just subconsciously, like growing up in a rough area, I would see Toyas all around. So like when I really identified who Toya was, I already had it, you know, because it was like in me subconsciously or whatever. Sorry to get deep, but yeah,
That was deep.
I want to see what Toya transforms into. Like, is it a whole like look?
Yeah.
What's
Yes.
the look? I need to see
Yeah.
this look.
like
And a physicality.
Yeah.
She changes
Mm-hmm.
like how she stands and how she holds her face. Like it's
Is it weird when she fully goes into it?
absolutely not. For some people.
Like weird for you? Like if you see her
No.
backstage, like does she completely transform?
I'll talk to her as Toya.
And will you stay
we all
as
know
Toya?
chicks like Toya. Yeah, she'll stay.
Yeah.
After the show, when she's taking pictures, she doesn't like pose as Toya and then start talking as Jazzy. She stays like
When
that.
you stay Toya the whole after show when you
Until
talk
she
to people?
takes off the costume.
yeah.
Only when the costume's off are you acknowledging.
It's weird. Like it's almost like I can't even really do the voice if I'm not with all the
Right,
stuff.
right.
It's weird.
How long does it take to turn into Toya?
If I don't put lashes on, like 5 minutes.
Lashes are the worst.
I know I gotta wear like ridiculous.
So
eyelashes.
would we need to book an interview separately with Toya?
Yeah.
Okay.
Or at least a different time block. So she,
Yeah, like or like an hour apart at least.
We gotta hit
I
up
would like to-
Toya's agent and figure it all out.
Yeah, I'd like to talk to Toya's
Management.
people and see about it. By the way, I'm very into this because I'm into wrestling. So anyone living a character, like where you have to live it all the time, is fascinating to me.
Thank
So
you.
if it continues to blow up, the way that line gets interested, and you said it, obviously it's starting to do really well. I saw like even that video from yesterday where it has 50,000 views. But like as that goes further, it impacts your life more and more. It's very interesting.
Yeah, she has merchandise. People walk around and wear her hats.
and don't know. Now they will after the show.
What is the
but
hat?
They
What is the
don't
hat?
know that that's
It
her.
says the hat says rent due.
This
This is way before The Rock put out rents due, but mine doesn't have an S on. It's just rent due. Like I did a video a while back about telling people don't talk to me on the 1st through the 5th if you ain't paying no rent. And I said rent due like 10 times, and then it
Caught
became
on.
it became a thing. And then I made hats, and they sold out within the first hour. Yeah, I just got my second batch. I'm gonna sell them at my shows.
And
in
it's great
Virginia.
because Toya, her life, her character can evolve as her life evolves.
And she has a whole
Yeah.
backstory.
Does Toya make an appearance on the show?
yeah,
She does.
Toya has her own segment.
Oh, okay.
We're gonna look at Dad like, can we tell them?
Yeah, which I'm super proud of because Toya, like I created Toya, like I said, subconsciously, but like it was just a part of my personality to have like fun things going on. So like as I got older and I started taking my career as an actress serious, Toya was still there, and people were like, you should do something with that. And it was like, for me, she was for fun. And then to see that like people are like, wow, you do this and you do that. And it's like, what? You don't really think much of it until people are like, that's like, people don't do that. Like Kiya was, I love Kiya. She's so uplifting. And she was telling me, people don't do stand up in character. Like you're probably one of the first females to get booked as a character and do stand up. As a character.
The thing Jazzy and I talk about all the time, and I think we first connected over, was like how there's like a preconceived notion that if you're pretty, you probably don't have no talent. And that's in a lot of industries. But specifically with comedy, it's like, oh, if you getting on stage to do stand-up and you cute, it's already people in the audience like, she ain't gonna be funny.
It really is true.
And a lot of times maybe that's true. But I feel like one of the things we wanted to do with this show was show like, I'm not too down horns or whatever, but we cute and stuff. And we're talented. So we're trying to like break the barrier. Yeah. But the idea that she can do this character and be an attractive female and withstand as a comic, I'm like, not only are you doing something in my generation, I haven't seen anybody do what you're doing, and definitely not a female, but you like are able to be somebody relatable and real, but be a pretty female up there doing it. And people are like connected to that. You know what I mean? I'm very proud of you. I should be your publicist.
This is a moment. By the way, for the record, I think maybe currently the funniest person in the world, or like top 5, is a pretty woman. Kate McKinnon on SNL is doing.
She just won an Emmy. Right?
Like she over the last year or two has been doing the funniest-ish ever.
Right.
So
pretty
like
women are up, yo.
I know.
You know what I'm saying? You can be pretty and funny. It can happen.
The future is female.
That is a fact. My past and future. My everything.
I'm present.
And present. And genitals. It's a long story. Ladies and gentlemen, Kiya Roberts, Jasmin Brown, 50 Central, Wednesdays, 10:30. Thank you guys so much for coming by.
Thanks for having us.
Nice to meet you, girls.
Yeah.
Make
And
sure
next
you guys
time-
follow us on everything.
Tell us where to follow you.
Okay, you can follow me on Instagram at Watch Jazzy.
Mm-hmm.
And Twitter, Snapchat, all that.
everything.
Watch Jazzy.
And on Toya _turn
Toya.
up.
Yeah, Toya.
I mean,
Forget
she
Toya.
deserves- yeah, don't you
Toya
think?
Two
_
different
turn
people.
up.
Gotta promote
Yeah.
both of them.
And
then
Kiya?
check us out on BET too, y'all.
Hey. Kiya Roberts, Kiya. Everybody thinks it's Kaya, but it's Kiya, like the car.
You didn't. It's Kiya like the car, not Kaya like my neck, my back.
That is exactly what I tell
There
you.
you go. All right, guys. 50 Central Wednesday night. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
so much.